Hello, hello, hello. Check, check, check.
हाँ सही लिखेगा, सही लो, सही
पहला है दिख रहा है।
ओके ओके गुड़िया रखो तो हाँ तो ही है
সেটা কয়টা দিয়ে কম করবো
मैंने पर भी
কোচিং করে দিও
चार्जिंग पॉइंट की चीज़
চার্জার
चार्जर चार्जर टाइप से टाइप भी अच्छी
ট্যাক্সি वाला लेगा मैं
Check number. Hello.
চার্জার কাট मुझे ले मैं दे दी
The number कितना है?
हाँ नो है जो चार्ज कौन लेके
73. 73. Number कितना है? Number 73. हाँ 73. ठीक है. Hello, check, check. Check, 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 check.
ये है यार ये जवाब
Hello, check, 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 check. Number कितना? 73. 23. Okay.
मारवाड़ के इटाले हो स्टार्ट ले रखो
स्टार्ट के नाम
Hello. এটা কি হয়েছে? 73.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, and the star burn tonight.
नाम काटी दे
हाँ गेस्ट
मेरे कैमरा कौन है काटी देती ना
पटला यूट्यूब तो लाइव होती तो लाइव पे एंड कर दूँगा अच्छा ये सेम लिंक है ना जैसे पहले भी गो लाइव पहले इन्होंने स्ट्रीमिंग है ना इन्होंने शो करो
Hello. DP audio here, system audio here. CPU audio here, DP audio here. 33. 33 game from Korea. Hello, check, check. Hello, check, check, check. Hello, check, check, check. Hello, clear. Okay.
Mr. Shiv Kharat is the founder of Qualified Learning Systems Incorporated. Programs are based on Tutanai's speaker. His trademark is winners don't do different things. They do things.
हाँ जाओ जीत के दे दो
हेलो नंबर के अच्छे हेलो नंबर के नंबर के अच्छे हेलो 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 चेक चेक हेलो चेक चेक हेलो हेलो चेक चेक हेलो नंबर के अच्छे हेलो 31 हेलो 31 बंद करो तभी हाँ ठीक है
All the students are requested to occupy the middle section first. Everyone, please move to the middle section. Guys,
Tens of thousands have benefited from it. Things differently.
बड़ा इंटेंसिव लगा हुआ है थोड़ा सा हटा हटा आगे भेजना पीछे अरे बहुत बेकार दोनों हटा
এইটা লগা সেটা চার্জ এটা লগা এইটা তুলি গেলে চার্জ লগা সেটা লগে এটা চার্জ বসে
सर तो सर बोल लिया क्या इधर आइए इधर आइए ऐसे मेरे को वहाँ से दिख गया
ऐसे तो है इसी बंद का इंटर्नशिप के साथ साथ भी लगे 14 में भी ढंका फोन भी है
नहीं आ जा रहे हैं
खत्म हो गया ना तो क्या ही रहा नहीं ना
बोल दो
अरे नहीं है लॉक है कब लिया
हो गया क्या
मैं जब आया था
नहीं अभी अभी कल परसों से मैंने निकाला मैंने
ऐसे निकाला नहीं था तुषार
तू सर बोलताय ना?
तुषार
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 तुषार सर नाही
तुषार
मी बोलले तुषार नहीं डालेगा और मेरे बर्थडे पे तुम आओगे मिलने के लिए जहाँ भी बर्थडे कोई भी
जिसके यहाँ जिसके पास ज़्यादा इंटेंशन होगा वो
अबे नहीं जिसको सबसे कम पैसे मिलेगा सबसे उसकी इधर आओगे तुम
पता है हम
इधर
फोकट कर लें
अमोली
हमारी मिलते हैं
अच्छा ले ले ले
नया फोन ये डिलीट कर
वो ढूंढ के आने दो ढूंढेगा विजय
ठीक है मैं भेज रहा हूँ
तुषार को अपने पास ही है तुषार आता मैं रूम
ये तो वो ट्राई कर रहा था। अच्छा पर वो नहीं हो नहीं पाया। मैं मर जाऊंगा मैं अभी।
अमोली चार्जर हाँ कहाँ है वो चार्जर रखा है अनंत चार्जर रखा है
नहीं यार मेरे तो टाइप भी है लेके भी क्या करेंगे
आएगा
हाँ मैं नहीं खड़ा हो रहा
कैमरा बैक
अरे कॉन्फ्रेंस सेक्रेटरी कौन खड़ा हो जाता है यार तेरी मजबूरी है अरे तुम लोग मत दो कैमरे में मैं नहीं खड़ा हो सकता तो
भैया हम उठे ही नहीं रहे
Good evening. We are very happy to welcome Mr. Shiv Khera, India's perhaps best known motivational speaker and author of the best-selling book, You Can Win. I request Mr. Khera to join us on the stage. And I also request Professor Jaiswal to join us. welcome sir, and I request Professor Jaiswal to welcome him with a small memento. Mr. Khera needs no introduction, however the video which follows gives some more details about him. And after that, I would request Mr. Khera to motivate us with his well-known talk. Welcome sir, and we look forward to hearing from you.
Mr. Shiv Khera is the founder of Qualified Learning Systems Incorporated USA. An author, educator, and business consultant, he is a much sought-after speaker. He inspires and informs people, helping them to realize their true potential. He has taken his dynamic personal messages to opposite sides of the globe, from the US to Singapore. His 30 years of understanding and experience has helped people on the path of personal growth and fulfillment. He has been recognized by the Roundtable Foundation, honored by Lions International and Rotary International. Mr. Shiv Khera's client list includes, among others, Lufthansa, Motorola, Nestle, Philips, Gillette, Hewlett-Packard, Carrier, IBM, Ericsson, General Motors, Johnson & Johnson, HSBC, and many more. He has appeared on numerous radio and television shows. Mr. Shiv Khera is also the author of the international bestseller book, You Can Win, in 16 languages. His other books are on their way to creating new records. Tens of thousands have benefited from his dynamic workshops in 17 countries, and over 1 million people have heard him as a keynote speaker. His trademark is, winners don't do different things. They do things differently.
Very good evening, everyone. As part of this 9th Pan IIM Conference, for the last 3 days, we have been presenting papers, discussing various themes, talks, CEO talks, HR talk, and accreditations, research papers, case studies, case methods, and also authors' workshop. But this is, I believe that we need 3 kind of questions in order to make our life successfully. One is, of course, we need to increase our intelligence questions, IQ, and that happens through our study, our readings, our discussions, paper writing, presentations, classrooms. So that is where we increase our intelligence question. That is very, very important because we need to be intelligent. Second is, we also learn through various simulations and methods and our various social activities, social question. And now we are going to talk about life question, that is, how do you life, how do you measure your life, how are different in your life. And that we don't learn out of classroom, out of books. We need to understand that from some of the celebrated scholars and eminent personalities like Mr. Shiv Khera. He is a well-known person in terms of giving ideas that what makes you a different person. You might have very high IQ, you might have very high social, emotional question, but that's not good enough. And we need to understand clarity in terms of what is the success of life all about. I'm sure this evening his talk is going to give some insight about how do we see ourselves as a most civilized human being and most successful human being. And that is the aspect I'm sure I have been interacting with him He visited our New Delhi campus a few weeks back, where we had interaction with Australian delegates. He has been going all over the world, talking about the young generations that what should be your ultimate goal of life and how should you these shape your career, professional as well as personal. We're looking forward for his direction, his insightful discussions and insightful direction, which I'm sure you all will get benefited. You get more clarity in terms of what you should be doing and how you should be doing, and what you should not be doing and what you should be doing differently. So with this, on behalf of IIM Sambalpur, as well as behalf of Pan IIM, like all 21 IIM, many representatives from all 21 IIMs and all other B schools and other management institutes as well as other universities present here, I extend my heartfelt welcome to Sri Shiv Khera ji to this campus. We are delighted to welcome you. And looking forward for whatever time we have no constraint. We are willing to skip dinner. I think you will be able to feed us through your intellectual outcome. Thank you and welcome.
Grateful to you, sir. Grateful. There's a little echo on this. Let's see. Folks, I'll come down. It's easier to talk from that side. Just get the echo slightly lower. चेक थोड़ा सा कम करो एको ज़्यादा है check okay much better now. Good evening, folks. Oh, come on, folks. Good evening. All right. Now, folks, how many believe that people are our greatest assets? Please raise your hand. Okay, incorrect answer. You got a professor from on the HR side. Totally incorrect answer. Folks, remember, people are not assets. Only good people are assets, rest are all liabilities. Are you with me? Only good people are assets and rest are all liabilities. Now, folks, before I start off, one time a young man was traveling in a bus, and next to him there was a young lady. He noticed she was wearing her wedding band in the wrong finger. After some time, he couldn't hold himself. He asked the man, "Tell me, why do you wear your wedding band in the wrong finger?" And she said, "I married the wrong man." Folks, she might have married the wrong man, but I'm in the right place. Are you with me, folks? Yeah? Now, before I kick off here, I know many of you have fancy mobiles, especially the i15 came in. Can I request everybody to get your mobile in your hand, please? Everybody, kindly get your mobile in your hand, please. Everybody, get your mobile up, all the way up. Everybody get it up. Okay. Now, kindly switch off, please. Kindly switch off. Please switch off, please. Everybody, kindly switch off. Folks, let me ask you a question. If I keep my mobile on and something happens on my mobile and it distracts me, tell me, would it be courteous to you people? Yes, no? Hello? No. Can we practice courtesy both sides, please? Kindly switch off. Folks, in our office in India and otherwise, right outside our conference room, it is very clearly written, nobody, including me, nobody in our conference room is allowed to bring a mobile. Nobody. I remember Parliament come the other day, he said, can I bring my mobile inside? I said, no, sir. Please leave your mobile outside. We cannot. Let me ask you, if I keep my mobile on and you come into my office, one, it is ill-mannered and discourteous, yes, no? And two, am I not wasting your time? Do I have a right to do it? No. See, I have no right to waste your time. So I will not keep my mobile, but I will not let you waste my time either. Keep your mobile outside too. I will not let you do that either. So in our office, very clear, we need to get our basics right. Folks, are you with me? We need to get our basics right before we get anywhere in the world. Now, folks, I just shared, whenever you see a success story or a failure story, there are people behind it. Yes, no? Okay. And with that in mind, I just said, people are not assets, only good people are assets, rest are all liabilities. Now keep in mind, folks, goodness must be created. Evil happens automatically. Go check out a farmer. If he wants to have a good garden, he must consciously plant good seeds of good flowers and good fruits. But weeds, they keep coming automatically to destroy his hard work. Yes, no? Okay. See, after the farmer has planted good seeds, there's a whole army of insects and weeds ready to destroy his hard work. Now the farmer has a choice. Either get destroyed or destroy them. Both cannot live together. Folks, are you with me? Both cannot live together. So that means the farmer has to fight. Keep in mind, folks, fight is nature's law. If you want to live in peace, get ready to fight. I repeat, without that readiness of fight, you can never live peacefully in this world. Never, and never, and never. Because fight is nature's law. Folks, in our body, there are white cells and red cells. What is the function of the white cells? To fight infection. So right now, in our body, there's a fight going on. Do you realize every day, our body releases millions of cancerous cells and millions of immunity cells. Whichever is stronger and more wins. If cancer cells are stronger, they win. We have cancer, we're dead. And if immunity cells are stronger, we live a good health. So that means in our body there's a fight. So keep in mind, not fighting is not a choice. Now, just park this thought to one side. I'll come back to this thought again. Folks, if we have to fight, then our objective is to fight to win. And in order to win, we must be strong. Yes, no? We must be strong. And I'm writing my next book, which says, in order to win in life, we must be strong in 5 areas. 5 areas. 1, we must be physically strong. 2, mentally strong. 3, emotionally strong. And 4, you'd love this, financially strong. Hello? We must be financially strong. And 5, we must be spiritually strong. Are you with me? 5 strengths. We need to be physically strong. Why? Because physical strength gives us stamina, sustenance, energy. And folks, keep in mind, when we are physically weak, it impacts our decision-making process. Yes, no? See, when we are physically unwell or physically weak, do you know the kind of decisions we make in life? We would never make such decisions if you're physically strong. It impacts our decision-making process. 1. 2, we must be mentally strong. Folks, I come from a business family. We had coal mines in India, close to 1,000 people working for us. I didn't create the mines, I inherited them. And the government took over, the mines got nationalized, and we literally came on the street. Street means street. Some families had money, our family did not. My father had died when I was just about finishing college. We were left with a liability, the assets were gone, and I was married just 4 weeks then, only 4 weeks. And I remember a year later my daughter was born, and I sold some of the last piece of my mother's jewelry to get released from the hospital. I did not have $10 to buy milk that night. I tried my hands on 3 businesses with no money, and I failed in all 3. Finally, November 13, 1975, I left India. Went to Toronto initially, and I started life with a bucket in my hand, washing cars door to door. For about a year and a half, I was washing cars on the street. And totally by accident, I got into selling life insurance. And folks, that was the best thing that ever happened to me in my life. Why do I say that is? Because today, as parents and teachers, we are doing a big disservice to our people today. You know something? Why? Because we only teach our kids 2 words: succeed and win, succeed and win, succeed and win, succeed and win. But you know something, folks? Life always does not go up, up, up. It also comes. It comes down. But we never taught them how to lose and how to fail. We have never taught our kids how to lose and how to fail. And failing is a reality for everybody. Go check out all success stories in the world. They're all stories of failures. Everybody. Give me a name, I'll give you what the failure was. Folks, but we've never learned that. How to fail and how to lose. You know something? Selling life insurance is one of the toughest sales in the world. Selling a car, selling a home, selling a furniture, selling anything much cheaper. You know why? They can touch and feel and touch and feel and touch and feel. Life insurance you can't touch and feel. When you die, something will happen. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Toughest sale. To make one sale, you have to make 20 presentations. That means 19 times you are rejected. Hello? 19 times you're rejected. And that is where I learned how to bounce back in life. How to come back. Because success is not measured by how high you go up in life. It is measured by how many times you bounce back when you fall down. That is success. And success is not measured by how you do as compared to others, but it is measured by how we do as compared to what we are capable of doing. Go check out the greatest athletes in the world. They never compete against others. They always keep bettering their own record, improving their own record. That's it. Now, after I joined life insurance selling, within 3 months, my manager called me right back to fire me for non-performance. And he said to me, he said, "Shiv, I've been in this life insurance business 35 years, and I've seen some slow starts in my life." He said, "I've never seen one like you." And then he says to me, don't come back tomorrow. You're fired. I said, wait a minute, Joe, before you fire me, I said, hear me out. I'm not an educated person. I'm not a doctor, engineer, attorney, accountant. I'm a BCom third division, failed in my 10th. Hello, are you with me? I'm a BCom third division, I failed in my 10th. I remember in my 8th grade, I was a backbencher, probably the front benchers. And in my 8th grade, out of 6 or 7 subjects, I failed in all except one. So my principal called me and said, Shiv, you're paying too much attention on one subject. Folks, out of 28 kids, I was number 27 because the 28 was absent. No kidding. I still have a report card. Wait a minute. And I told my manager, I said, Joe, I'm not educated. I got a handicap. Folks, when I said that to him, that day, somebody spoke very harshly to me, and I'm glad he did. And later on I realized it was not anger, it was concern. And he said to me, you shut up and listen to me. Folks, he didn't say this politely, he shouted at me. You shut up and listen to me. He said, you don't have a handicap, you have a bad attitude. And he said to me, it is people like you who not only ruin their own life, but they also ruin their family's life too. And he says to me, do you know who has a handicap in life? The doctor, engineer, attorney, accountant. They all have handicaps. I said, boy, I never heard that one. How do they have handicaps? He said, go check out all over the world. It is generally true. They all have chosen their field. They're stuck. Generally true. They all have chosen their field. They're stuck. And he says to me, you haven't chosen your field. Don't you see the world is open to you? I said, Joe, I never thought from that point of view. Then he says to me, now that you're fired, you got all the time to think, he said, leave my office. Folks, I left his office 47 years ago that day. That evening, there was a program in Toronto by Dr. Norman Vincent Peale, the man who wrote the book, Power of Positive Thinking. Have you heard the name? Yes, no. Dr. Norman Vincent Peale. I went to attend his program, paid $39, which I didn't have. Dr. Peale came. He was 5 feet, maybe with shoes 5'1". He was 85 years of age. And the way he spoke that day, with enthusiasm, folks, since that day, I've changed the definition of height. You never measure a person neck down, always measure neck up. Are you with me? Measure a person's height, neck up, not neck down. And he looked at the audience, there were 1,000 people, I was one of them. Tremendous self-confidence. But that self-confidence and humility. He looked at everybody and said, you people appear so cool, calm, comfortable, it appears nobody has a problem here. Then he asked, does anybody have a problem here? Now, who doesn't have a problem? So everybody raised their hand. Then he said, how many people would like to get rid of the problems? Again, everybody raised their hand. Then he said, while I was coming here to this congregation, I came across a place where I saw some people lying down, all comfortable, totally relaxed. They had no problem whatsoever. How many people would like to know where that place is? Again, everybody raised their hand. Then Dr. Peale said, 2 blocks away from here, there is a cemetery. So, 200 दूर यहाँ से एक शमशान घाट है. 2 blocks away from here, there is a cemetery. There are people lying down, relaxed, comfortable, totally. They have no problem whatsoever. Then he asked, how many people would like to get rid of the problem? Nobody raised their hand, everybody put their hand in the pocket. Then he said, Dr. Peale said, remember, problem a sign of life. So long as we are alive, we shall have problems. The day we don't have problems, we'll be dead. And when you're running short of problems, watch out. He's calling you pretty quickly. That's the time, get on your knees and pray to God. If you stop trusting me anymore, send me some problems. And that day, Dr. P gave a prayer, which in my opinion is the gist of life. And for the past 47 years, I have never left my home without this prayer. And I've faced many, many, many adverse situations in my life. But this prayer has helped me tremendously, and I'll share with you the prayer. If you want to note down, please do. Many of you might have heard this. This is called a serenity prayer, and it goes like this. God grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, and courage to change the things that I can, and wisdom to know the difference what I can and what I cannot. Folks, I repeat one more time. God grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, and courage to change the things that I can, and wisdom to know the difference what I can and what I cannot. If you dissect this little prayer, God grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change. Now my question is, can we change everything in this world to suit ourselves? Answer is no. Can we more than manipulate everything to suit ourselves? Answer is no. There are many, many, many things beyond us. Such as, I didn't choose my parents, neither did you. I didn't decide when I was going to be born, neither did you. If this is my height, the color of my skin, there's nothing I can do. And granted, sometimes people are born deformed. And granted, sometimes bad things do happen to good people with no fault of their own. What wrong did they do? Who knows? So it says, what I cannot change, let me accept it graciously, not grudgingly. Because many times we keep fighting the things we just cannot change. And we bring stress into our lives, and we become paralyzed, and we become unproductive. Yes, no? Hello? We become unproductive. It says, what I cannot change, let me accept it graciously, not grudgingly. And if I can change, then give me the guts to do it, courage. And wisdom, to know the difference what I can and what I cannot. Now, when I wrote my book, You Can Achieve More Than You Want, which was launched in London a couple of years ago, I took this thought and took it 2 steps forward. And in this book I have written that life is full of choices and life is full of compromises. Seems like a contradiction, but not really. See, folks, how is life full of choices? If I ill-treat you, I have chosen to be ill-treated, haven't I? If I treat you with discourtesy, I have chosen to be treated with discourtesy, haven't I? And if I light up a cigarette, I've chosen to invite cancer, haven't I? And if I drink and drive, I've chosen to invite an accident, haven't I? And folks, if I exercise every day, I've chosen to invite good health, haven't I? And if I eat too much every day, I've chosen to be obese, haven't I? And hear this, if I tell lies, I have chosen to lose my credibility, haven't I? Folks, keep in mind, life is full of choices. Now, most important thing is, We are all free to the point of choice. But after we make our choices, the choice controls the chooser. We have no more choice. I repeat one more time. We are all free to the point of choice. But after we make our choices, the choice controls the chooser. We have no more choice. It's all over. Now, how is life full of compromises? As somebody said, well, in life, we cannot choose the cards that are dealt to us. What we choose is how we play the game. Sometimes nature gives us a lemon. The choice is ours. Do we cry or we make lemonade? That's our choice. Now, many times, especially the press people, they ask me a question. That, Mr. Kera, people who are successful, don't they make mistakes? And people who fail, don't they do positive things in life? And my answer is that people who succeed, they do make mistakes. But remember, making a mistake once in a while does not bring failure. Repeating the same mistake again and again is what brings failure. Are you with me? Hello? And doing something positive once in a while does not bring success. Repeating the same positive behavior again and again is what brings success. Tell me, do you need an MBA to understand this? Hello? Do you need a PhD to understand this? You know the sad part? After doing MBA and PhD, they still don't understand this. They still don't! Folks, after attending Dr. Norman Vincent Peale's program, I went back to my office. I went back to my manager and I said, Joe, don't fire me. Give me one more shot. Give me one more shot. Because if you fire me today, I don't know where to go. And the only place I know where to go is go back to washing cars. And I said, I don't want to do that anymore. I got a family to support. I have a little daughter. I said, I make one commitment to you. I will not let you down because of my effort. But please, withdraw the papers. He looked at me and he said, Shiv, that's not a small one, that's a big one. And he said, I'll let you stay here only if you make a commitment not to me, but to yourself. Only then I'll let you stay. Folks, that day I made a commitment. And that was one of the turning points in my life. And folks, don't we all have some turning points? Yes, no. Yes, he withdrew the papers that day. And that year I went ahead, sold over $1 million. Next year, $3 million. Year after, $5 million. Moved down to the US, got me 3 businesses. I bought out a company out of California in 1984. I started a New Jersey operation with no clients, and I sold my company with close to 500 clients for a decent sum. Folks, why do I share my life with you? For a few reasons. One, I kept failing all my life and kept blaming the whole world for my failure, not realizing that I was my own biggest problem. Nothing changed outside. Something changed inside here, and the direction in my life changed. Folks, let me ask you, many times in life, aren't we our own biggest problem? Yes, no. One. Number 2, when my manager said to me, you shut up and listen to me, that taught me a very important lesson in life. That sometimes in life, you got to be unkind to be kind. Are you with me? Sometimes in life, you got to be unkind to be kind. And the third lesson I learned was, folks, I was on 100% commission. If I didn't sell, I wouldn't get any money. And I had no money. But I saw there were some people in my company who were getting salaries, but they were not doing the job. Folks, that time I learned a big lesson in my life. That there is a big difference between making money versus earning money. Making money is criminal. Earning money is spiritual. Are you with me? I repeat, making money is criminal. Earning money is spiritual. And sadly today, most people only want to make money. They don't want to earn it. I've seen the IITs, the IIMs, many of these people, everybody is only looking for a buck. That's it. Folks, what is the difference between earning and making money? When you earn it, you put your energy and ethics behind it. I repeat, you put your energy and ethics behind it. Gallup from US did a global survey. It said 63% of people who go to work, they're disengaged. Means they don't do their job. And additional 24% are actively disengaged. Means they make sure others also don't do the job. That leaves only 13% of people who go to work actually do work. Only 13%. Tell me, is this not an integrity issue? Hello? Hello? Big time. And that same survey went one step forward. And I'm sure you face it in the company today, in organizations. With the social media the way it is today, people go to work and they spend 2 to 3 hours per day in their personal social media. Is that what you're getting paid for? Hello? Tell me, when somebody steals your wallet, what do you call that person? A thief. And when we do all these things, what are we? Another thief. Are you with me? That's right! This is the real world! Folks, which school and college is teaching all this stuff? Nowhere is the word. I just addressed Maulana Azad Medical College alumni. There were 1,000 doctors from all over the world. Top doctors. And from the Niti Aayog, Mr. Amitabh Kant was there. And they were talking of skill development. Many countries spend a lot of money on skill development. And when I took the mic, I said, sir, keep in mind, organizations and countries are never built on skills. They are built on character. They are never built on skills. They are always built on character. See, you have a skillful doctor who lacks character. They will do useless surgeries, useless procedures. To them, a sick person is not a patient but a target. To a skillful lawyer who lacks character, what matter can be resolved in 5 hearings will take 500 hearings. Are you with me? They'll run you out. A skillful judge who lacks character will give judgments no justice. A skillful IAS, IPS officer will become mafia himself. See, folks, I just came yesterday from Ayodhya. There was a special invite for a few people, and I went there because of that, and I just managed to come here this evening. And one thing I just want to bring in, are you aware that Ravan was a very knowledgeable person? He was highly skillful, but he lacked character. Hello? Do we want to be all Ravans here? That's a big question. Folks, I wrote an article which got published in one of the largest HR magazines in Asia. We're looking to send that to New York Times for publication. And the article said that going to the future, the way the speed of change is happening today, products are getting obsolete the day they're getting launched. And knowledge is getting obsolete within 2 to 3 years. Folks go check out engineering graduates, medical graduates. By the time they get to the 4th and the 5th year, what they learned the first year became obsolete. So literally, it has become a cliche. The only constant is what? Change. Now, Mercedes is a client of ours. One of the senior executives wrote an article that going to the future, our competitors will not be automobile manufacturers anymore. They will be the Amazon or Google. That's the competitors. So I started penning down an article thinking, the only constant is change. With this kind of a scenario, either we are in deep trouble, and folks, you people are at the premium school here, I'm sure you are hearing artificial intelligence coming in the way it is coming everywhere. And it is estimated that 50% of jobs in the next 10 years will be gone. 50%! That's a huge number. So I wrote an article, which 50% will stay, which 50% ought to go. Anyway, they should be fired. They're not working right now either. Only 13% people working here today. So if they are fired, what the heck, you're not going to miss them anyway. But which 50% are we there? That's a big question. Folks, I wrote an article, if the only constant is change, then either we are in deep trouble, or there's a great opportunity for those who are prepared. True? Hello? Okay. Now you said yes. But question is, how do you prepare for the unknown? How do you prepare for the unknown? So my article wrote in that is there anything else in this world that is constant? And if there is, Professor Rao, if there is, why not master the constants? So I wrote in that going into the future, the only people who will succeed in life are those who master 3 skills. They have never changed, they will never change. What are the 3 skills? 1, folks, people skills. People skills. And 2, persuasion skills. And 3, prioritizing skills. They have never changed, they will never change. Now, why do I say people skills? Folks, go check out all over the world. We work in 20 different countries. All over the world, we don't have business problems. We have people problems. And when we take care of our people problems, most of our business problems are automatically resolved. 1. Two, all over the world, it is true. We are hired for our skill, but we are fired for our behavior. Yes, no. We are hired for our skills, but we are fired for our behavior. And not only as an employee, but even as a vendor, even as a consultant, we are hired for our skills, but we are fired for our behavior. And three, folks, you notice one thing. The lower a person is in life, 90% of the time goes in technical skills, less than 10% people skills. And higher you go up, guess what happens? It just reverses. Means technology and technicians you can always buy with money. But the wealthiest person in the world must build and create relationships. Means in crude language you might say, you can buy a dog, but you cannot make them wag the tail. Are you with me? And technology and technician you can buy with money, which keeps changing. Folks, I was reading on AI a little bit. I'm sure Dr. Dash would be able to tell us a little light on this. Do you know in medicine how far it has gone in? And besides, do you know that they have researched 85% of the x-rays read by AI are more accurate than the doctor's readings. They are more accurate than the doctor's readings. And you know something, folks? What is the third biggest cause of death in the US? It is medical negligence. Medical negligence, transferring from one doctor to the other, mishandling in the whole thing by the nurses and the doctors, third biggest cause of death. In India, probably much bigger. Much, much bigger. And folks, AI takes decisions based on what? Data. But they can't take decisions on emotions. Are you with me? They cannot. Now, folks, one is physical strength. Two, we need mental strength. Folks, when we do our 4-day leadership program, in fact, IIM Nagpur has collaborated with us. I'll show you, share with the video. Dr. Maitri was here yesterday, I believe. Yeah, they have collaborated with us and they've signed it. It is mandatory for every MBA student in Nagpur. They have to go through our leadership program. And I'm grateful to God. Some people have rated us as higher than Harvard. And going back, how do you build mental strength? Folks, who was the legend in martial art in the last century? Who was it? Bruce Lee. Now, how many of you know that Bruce Lee's one leg was shorter than the other by 1 inch? You know that? Okay. Let me give you a prize for that one. Oh, let me give you my new book, You Can Achieve More. Give me a big hand, please. Come on. Come quickly. All right. Thank you, sir. Great job. Thank you, sir. Bruce Lee's one leg was shorter than the other by 1 inch. And Bruce Lee's eyesight was -10. -10. He could not see his opponent without lenses. But Bruce Lee practiced 5,000 punches per day. Per day. And he said, I'm not afraid of a person who knows 10,000 ways how to kick. He said, I'm afraid of a person who knows only one way. But he's practiced that 10,000 times. That is dangerous. Now, Was Bruce Lee an exception? Was he an exception? Okay, good job. I gotta give him a prize for that one. Okay, good answer. All right. Give it a big hand, please. All right. Thank you. You can win. All right. Thank you, ma'am. All right. God bless. And he was not an exception, folks. You heard the name Michael Phelps. He created history at Beijing. Won 8 gold medals. But 2 years prior to the Olympics, he fractured his hand. And the doctor said, you cannot get in the water anymore. And the doctor said, even if your hand does get repaired, question is, will it have the same strength? You are competing at the Olympics, not your neighborhood kids. Now, Michael Phelps couldn't see his lifetime dream shattered. As somebody said, dreams are not what come in sleep. Dreams are those that don't let you sleep. Are you with me? He told the doctor, I will get into the water. I won't use my hands, I'll use my legs. He continued practicing. 2 years later, at Beijing, he created history. He won 8 gold medals. Now, this is my version. The press was there. And somebody said to Michael Phelps, you won 8 gold medals, must be a lucky day. Folks, when he said must be a lucky day, Michael Phelps didn't like it. He said, you come here, I'll tell you how lucky I got. He said, in the last 4 years, I've trained 10,000 hours. And if you're good at maths, that translates into 2,500 hours per year. And if you're good at calculus, that translates into 8 hours per day, no Sunday. And he said, you go sit in the water for 8 hours every day for the next 4 years, your body will shiver. And he asked, did I get lucky? He said, luck is not designed to deliver you these things in life. It's not. And he said, too many crackpots keep waiting for a jackpot. Doesn't work like that. And very important thing is, folks, keep in mind, athletes train 15 years for 15 seconds of performance. Are you with me? That's right. Go ask them, did they get lucky? Folks, I gave a TV interview that one of the biggest damage done to India has been done our media. How? Anytime you turn the TV on, what do you see? Horoscope. Horoscope. There is a Babaji, Guruji, Swamiji. 3 tilaks here, 3 tilaks this side. And he says, नाम बोलो, कहाँ से बोल रहे हो बोलो, जन्म तिथि बोलो, टाइम बोलो, गुरुजी मालूम है. Then he says, don't worry, he has a laptop. And he does tick, 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 tick. Then he says, so मंगल पे बैठा, मंगल बुध पे बैठा, दूसरा बैठा, तीसरा पे बैठा, तीसरा चौथे पे बैठा. अरे दूसरा तीसरे के घर में बैठेगा तो प्रॉब्लम तो होगी. Yes, no. 100%. And then he says, मंगलिक, 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 मंगलिक. Then what do I do, मंगलिक? He says, केले के पेड़ से शादी कर लो, पीपल के पेड़ से शादी कर लो, वो मर जाएगा तुम मर जाओगे. And this is what it is. And then he says, शनि आ गया, शनि आ गया. Now this guy is scared. How do I get rid of शनि? So the Babaji says, बेटा एक काला रुमाल लो, उसमें काली दाल डालो, फिर काजल लगाओ उसको, फिर काले बाल वाला खोजो, साथ मेरी खोपड़ी घुमाओ, फिर काला कुत्ता खोजो, फिर काला बर्तन खोजो. Folks, people are doing this. Are you with me? Maybe some people are doing this here also. Now, my big thing is, let me ask you, if it is so easy to get Shani in, Shani out, Shani in, Shani out, Shani in, Shani out, why don't we send Shani to Pakistan and destroy all the terrorist marauders? If it is so easy to get Shani in, Shani out, why don't we send Shani to Ladakh to fight China? And let me ask you one question. Why does Shani only stay in India, never goes to Australia, never goes to New Zealand, never goes to US, never goes to Canada? Why? Folks, if you look at life and read life histories of Swami Vivekananda, Dayanand, Guru Nanak, they never believed in all these things. In fact, they fought against it. Go check out Guru Nanak's history, life. He fought against superstition. Superstition. Do you know, in Sikh families, there is no manglik. In Sikh families, they never tell you horoscopes. In Sikh family, there is no good omen for a wedding day. Every Sikh wedding is done on a Sunday. Are you aware of that? And Sunday doesn't sit right, they do it Saturday. Saturday doesn't sit right, they do it on a Friday. Folks, we need to come back to understand what the hell are we doing. Superstition is weakening people. I saw one man wearing rings, all 10 fingers. And some fingers out of 10, he had 2 rings. So I asked him, do you have 10 downstairs also? And let me ask you, there are people who go into numerology. How many numerologists have you seen who won lottery tickets? Hello? If they know numbers, every lottery should be won by. Folks, people who are not getting anywhere in life, they will never accept responsibility. They will always blame something outside. We all have problems in life, but anybody who's going somewhere in life will analyze and ask themselves the question, if a similar situation came again, would I behave the same way? If the answer is yes, means you haven't learned anything. If the answer is no, what am I going to do differently next time? They accept responsibility and they change their behavior. But people who are not getting anywhere, they only blame their stars. Folks, I have an article here. An article Superstition. January issue of 2018, it came out in India Today. He said, this article says, because of superstition and astrology, in many parts of India, natural childbirth has gone down by 80%. 80%. Especially, they've quoted South India, Madras, Bangalore, Hyderabad. You can Google it right now. 80% of childbirth in these places is done through C-section operation. Why? Some astrologer said this is good time to pull the kid out. I mean, they decide life fate of this person. They become gods. What the hell? Folks, once I was going to the airport And the driver hit the brakes hard, and the car came to a screeching halt. So I asked him, what happened? He says, up, Billy Rasta kar diya." So I asked him, now what will happen? बोले साहब, अब शगुन है, कुछ नुकसान हो जाएगा, तो गाड़ी रोक देता हूँ. So I said to him, I said, if I miss my flight, तो तेरा बहुत नुकसान हो जाएगा. So I asked him, भैया गाड़ी कब तक रोकोगे? कहता है कोई दूसरा जब तक पास कर दे. मैंने को उसका नुकसान बोले, that's his problem. सब आगे सुनिए. I asked him this one question, कि भैया एक बात बताओ, मान लीजिए आप 15 गज पहले होते और बिल्ली निकल चुकी हो, और अगर आपने बिल्ली को ना देखा होता, तो in that case your car would have been the first car. Then what would have happened? सब ध्यान से सुनिएगा, जवाब कर देता है. कहता साहब, in that case बिल्ली की पावर कम हो जाती है. बिल्ली की पावर कम हो जाती है. You're laughing. Do you know educated people are behaving like this? And that is sad. And I feel very strongly that today 90% of people who go to temples, they go there more out of fear than out of faith. You don't do this, this will happen. Don't do this, this will happen. Don't do this, this will happen. Folks, if you are really a spiritual person, and if you genuinely feel there is a superpower, some people ask me, do you believe in God? I said, yes, sir. And they asked me, have you seen God? What is God? Who is God? Can you answer? I said, no. Then they asked me, is that superstition? I said, wait a minute. Let me give you an answer. Why do I believe in God? Folks, I pray every day. And I said, all this galaxy, the globe, the earth, sun, moon, everything all over the world, the galaxy, the flora and the fauna. Who created all this? I don't know. See, when we don't have answers, either it's a mystery or a miracle. Yes, no. Either it's a mystery or a, I don't know. But it is certainly not the work of any human. Certainly not the work of any human. And if it is not human, then it has got to be superhuman. And if it is superhuman, that is called superpower. Are you with me? And that superpower gives me the strength. And that's what I call God. My answer is clear. But folks, there are so many people who just wear the saffrons and people go running around touching their feet. The guy should be in jail. What the hell are you doing? I'm sure you've seen on TV, thousands of people gathered together. And there is, Baba says, Kal golgappe khaye the, nahi khaye the. Kal jalebi khaye thi, nahi khaye thi. Are you with me? Have you heard things like this? Yes, no? Yeah. Folks, I could go on and on. We do a 4-day program, 5-day program. I'll just share with you a short video that we have. It's a 9.5-minute video. Beta, wo bhi chala lo, the synopsis. Huh? And then play. I'll share with you Dr. Maitri's, he has put himself on the video saying I've collaborated with Mr. Khera because we want to ensure that our students get out from here not with skills, but they go out with character. Are you with me? And I think Dr. Jaiswal is talking to us also, and that's really what we're talking about. Folks, remember one thing, skill development will help you make a living, but self-development will help you make a fortune. Are you with me? It will help you make a fortune. And that's really what we're talking about. Folks, all I have shared in the last 1.5 hours, I'm sure you have colleagues, friends all over the world. Show me one premium school in the world that is teaching this stuff. Not one. Not one. I'll just share with you, and then I'll close this with I mentioned one, people skills, the other was what? Persuasion skills, and 3, prioritizing. So I'll just give you one line each on that. I couldn't go out fully on the 5 strengths: physical, mental, emotional, and financial and spiritual. I mean, I couldn't go, I'll take another hour at least on that one. But let me share with you a short video, 9.5-minute video. Then I'll share with you what Dr. Maitri has put in on the system. The programs are based on 2 premises. One, we don't have business problems, we have people problems. And when we take care of our people problems, most of our business problems are automatically resolved. And 2, whenever a person says, I cannot do this, they're really saying 2 things. One, either I don't know how to do it or I don't want to do it. If they're saying, I don't know how to do it, that's a technical training education issue. But if they're saying, I don't want to do it, they're really saying 2 things. One, either I don't care to do it, that's an attitude issue, or I feel strongly enough not to do it, that's a values issue. And these are the 2 issues that we address, and we find a greater percentage of problems in most organizations across the world fall into these 2 categories. Folks, we've asked this one question to most decision makers. If there was one thing you'd like to see changed that would make your organization more productive, what would it be? And guess what they came back with? One word: attitude. If our people had a better attitude, we'd have a better teamwork, quality and bottom line would go up. Think about it, folks. How come under the same set of circumstances some people break records while others break themselves? And 2, everybody wants to climb up the ladder to success only to find that the ladder is leaning against their own building. So what we're saying is success is important, but without fulfillment, it's empty. That's like good looks without goodness. They become irritating after some time. So we've got to have substance over form, not just form over substance. Many sales training and customer service programs teach people how to shake hands, how to say please, how to say thank you, how to smile. Folks, don't get me wrong. The pleases, thank you, smiles are important. But the question is, unless we have the desire to serve, how long can we keep a fake smile? And besides, people can see through people, can't they? And if the smile is not sincere, it's irritating, isn't it? So we got to have substance over form, not just form over substance. And folks, one thing that we find that differentiates us is invariably you hear people telling others what to do. We take a different approach. Our approach is why don't you? Because we believe most people already know what to do. If you ask the person on the street, they'll give you all the right answers. Ask them how they're doing it, probably not. So what's missing is the motivation. Now the question is, can we motivate people? The answer is absolutely not. But what we can do is, we can inspire people to motivate themselves, but we cannot motivate them. Why? Folks, motivation is action. I can't act for you, you got to act for yourself. But inspiration is thinking. When thinking changes, it starts reflecting in behavior, doesn't it? Which is more lasting, more permanent, and that's what people are looking for, aren't they? But it raises 2 major questions. One, why do people get demotivated? And 2, who or what motivates the motivator? Till we understand what motivates the motivator, we can never get an autopilot. And unless we get an autopilot, how long do we expect others to push us from outside? It doesn't work. And then we get into issues on communication. IT has increased the speed of communication tremendously, no doubt. But unless people know how to and what to communicate, they'll only miscommunicate a lot faster, won't they? And you know the cost of miscommunication faster? It's horrendous. And then we get into issue on self-esteem. What is self-esteem? Self-esteem is the way we feel about ourselves. When we feel good, the world looks nice, productivity goes up, and relationships are a lot better, aren't they? And the reverse is just as true. And self-esteem is inversely related to egos. Have you seen people with egos like I know it all? What do? They talk down to people, don't they? They put down others, don't they? And every decision they make is more to satisfy ego than makes sense. Folks, think about it. Why does a human being put down another human being? It is sadistic but true. There are some people who feel good when the other person feels bad. They feel superior when the other person feels inferior, which means they don't want to lift themselves up, but they want to pull others down. It's very sadistic but true. It happens, doesn't it? And there's a second kind of ego, which is fragile ego. Anything you say, I take it personally, I get hurt. And folks, we talk of teamwork. What do both these egos do to teamwork? They just destroy it. And we find most of the challenges in families, organizations, and societies are major self-esteem issues. And then, folks, we get into interpersonal issues. Why do people deal with us? Not because we're the smartest people. They deal with us because they're comfortable dealing with us. And what gives them the level of comfort? Folks, people don't care how much you know. They want to know how much you care. It is the X factor that connects us together. It is always the intangible, never the tangible. And the question is, how do you build that X factor? That's important. And then we get into goal setting. Folks, unless people have individual goals, how can they target corporate goals? They cannot, can they? And besides, when we get into goal setting, we always address from the holistic approach perspective. And the holistic approach says that people take work problem to the family and family problems to work. We're totally connected, aren't we? And then we get into issues on leadership. Folks, we find there's no such thing known as a neutral leader. Either they're good leaders or they're bad leaders. And good leaders actively guide and bad leaders actively misguide. And folks, good leaders look to create more leaders and bad leaders look to create followers because they are so insecure. And finally, we get into values and vision. Vision is what? Vision is the ability to see the invisible. It is not problem solving, it's preempting and preventing. And if we can see the invisible, we can achieve the impossible. And finally, we get into values which says our credibility determines our profitability, which is not only money but goodwill, which is more important, folks. But profitability is not the reason why we practice values. We practice because we believe in them. Folks, if we practice values because of profitability, we're acting. Then we should go to Hollywood or Bollywood. We practice values not because of profitability, but because we believe in them. Which means there are things in life that we would do or not do. Even if no one is watching, we would still not do it. And that is really what we're talking is character. There's a world of a difference between reputation and character. Reputation is what other people think of us. Character is what we know who we are. And they can be totally two different things. Character is what we would not do. Even if we knew we would not get caught, we'd still not do it. Folks, some people are honest because they don't want to get caught telling lies. They're doing the right thing for the wrong reason. Whereas some people are honest because they believe it's the right thing to do. They're doing the right thing for the right reason. And that's the difference between the two. And folks, finally we close. All this means nothing unless we have a system to put into practice. And that is what is most important, that we do want to walk away with an action plan, don't we?
Inject new vitality into your corporate culture through our in-house programs and keynote addresses. Optimize your performance through Blueprint for Success. High impact leadership. Outsell your competition by mastering selling skills. Master platform skills by learning public speaking. Make your next conference memorable through our keynote address. Recharge your people to achieve new heights. Increase sales and productivity through positive attitude, motivation, and values. If you want to create a culture of trust and accountability, call now.
So that please आप मिस कर दे साहब बहुत प्रोग्राम. We missed you also, but anyway, आप लगाइए उसको. This is the managing director of Hewlett Packard. I'm grateful he's put us higher than Harvard University.
I can only say I would have attended in my life more than 100 plus kind of leadership quality programs or own HP work with top leaders globally, including Harvard Business Keepers. What I learned in the last 4 days, we have made any announcement to Monica that comes from within. So a lot of times, what we know all of those things, but we feel when you practice, it's very, very important and critical aspect. And what Mr. Kira has told last 4 days, going back to these kind of things, we all start at least we could stay. Probably will be one that CP day.
Hello everyone, I am Sushil Kumar. I am a lawyer and a politician. I wish I had done this course when I was in my 20s. Would have seen a much better version of myself if I had done this course before. But as I say, better late than never. And this won't be the last time I'm doing this course. I am also getting my son to do this course as soon as possible. And also I have a degree, MBA degree from St. Business School, University of Oxford, 20 years old almost. But let me tell you, the last 10 years that I've been in politics, I've interacted and worked with almost every top politician in the country. I really believe that the leadership skills which I've learned in these last 40 hours, I have not learned in the real world. And I say with utmost condition that this course should be mandatory for every elected officer. Then we'll have a better India and a better state.
My name is Sadiq Keelan. I'm the CEO of IT by Design, and I came from New Jersey. I have gone to so many trainings in the US, leadership trainings, even public speaking, and the training that I have experienced here is totally different, and in a way that it had a high impact on me. And just in these 3 days, from the structure, from the style, to all the best practices that I have learned, it is really, really world class, and I'm so happy with the outcome, and I'm so glad that I made the decision to come here to New Delhi from US to take this training, and I'm so grateful.
That's the last one now.
I am Dr. Bimray Netri, Director, IIM Nagpur. I feel honored to collaborate with Mr. Shivkera in bringing his highly acclaimed and globally renowned leadership program to IIM Nagpur to prepare our MBA students and corporate leaders to ignite success and achieve more. My objective is to create factory of value-based leaders who can transform the world for better.
All right, folks, let me close this with one last thing. We took a client for a consulting assignment with a Swiss collaboration. I got a call from the CEO. Mr. Kera, can you do some sales training for our kids? So I said, give me a couple of days, I'll come back to you. 2 days later, I called the CEO and I said, sir, your people don't need sales training. They need basic training in courtesy, etiquette, manners, integrity. He said, what? I said, yes, sir. Basic training in courtesy, etiquette, manners, integrity. He said, what does that mean? I said, many of your salespeople have appointments and they're running late. They don't even have the courtesy to call and say, I'm sorry, I'm running late. Time to call is when? Before you got late or after you got late? Okay. 2, they walk in late, they don't even have the courtesy to say, I'm sorry I kept you waiting. And in case they call, what do they say on the phone? I'm stuck in traffic. Now don't get me wrong, traffic has become a real issue all over the world. But many times, they leave only 2 minutes before the appointment and they blame it on traffic. They don't have the integrity and guts to say, I'm sorry, I apologize, I did start late. Folks, we find only the first lie is difficult. Second becomes easier, third becomes easier, fourth becomes easier, fifth becomes easier, and very soon you are dealing with a chronic liar who is a bloody rascal. And tell me, if this is the starting point of a relationship, tell me how long will it last? It won't last. And the example that I shared with you, did I cook up something? Or this is epidemic, people talk like this. What are we going to teach our kids? We're liars ourselves. Folks, only the first lie is difficult. And very soon, you continue repeating the same thing. Tell me, you heard the phrase which says, practice makes perfect. How many believe it's true? Raise your hand, please. All the way up. Okay, all the way up. Okay, one more wrong answer. Folks, keep in mind, practice does not make perfect. Practice only makes permanent whatever you practice. I repeat, practice only makes permanent whatever you practice. And many times people say, there's a little lie when the big one comes, I'll tell the truth. You practice enough little lies in life, when the big one comes, what happens? You end up telling a big lie. People say there's a little thing, when the big one comes, I'll show courage. You practice cowardice enough little things in life, the big one comes, what happens? You end up being a big coward. Are you with me? You end up being a big coward. Remember, practice does not make perfect. Practice only makes permanent whatever we practice. And keep in mind, folks, people who lie also steal. I was doing a program in Bombay at the Lalit Hotel. This is Lalit Sign. And right next to my bed, there was a side table. On the side table was a nice digital clock. Now, how much would a clock cost at a five-star hotel? $1, $2, $5, $500. It's immaterial. But what was important was, man, just read this out. Right next to the digital clock, there was this sign hanging there. Man, what does it say here?
This clock is hotel property.
I know you're hungry. Lovely.
Yeah, this clock is hotel property.
One more time, lovely.
This clock is hotel property.
It said this clock is hotel property. And right next to this digital clock, there was a nice lamp. And next to the lamp also, there was a sign, this lamp is also. Why do they put such things? Hello? Oh, they pack up by mistake? Oh, no. Shampoo is okay, that's consumable. I'm talking of this one. You think they pack up by mistake these things? Intent. And tell me, the person who's staying there for the night is paying $30,000 one night. Is he poor, man? Is he poor? He could buy the hotel. But you know something? They pack up cutleries, crockeries, and I've seen, I wouldn't even want to name, I would name anybody anyway, but I've seen people in many situations who are considered as a mentor doing such things. Backing up! What have you thought? People who lie also steal. Folks, I've already gone 1.5 hours. Sir, we missed you. I'm really disappointed that you left here. You should have been here. Anyway, when people go through our programs, they walk away with an action plan. And for all participants, we have a little gift for them, and that is a wristband. It's a you can win wristband. I wear it myself. It's a you can win wristband. And many times I meet people at the airport 5 years later after being through the program, and they come excited and they say, Mr. Kera, you see any change in me? I attended your program 5 years ago. I said, how can I tell a change in 5 minutes? I can't. But then you know what they do? They pull out this wristband, they're wearing it on their wrist, and they say, Mr. Kera, this wristband I'm wearing because I'm still practicing the action plan. And two, whenever I see this wristband, it reminds me of your program right there. And I come back again and again and again. Folks, all I did was today, I brought some wristbands for you people. If you would like to have them, I'd be more than happy to pass on one to each one of you. And all I can say to you is, folks, we want to see IIM Sambalpur, not one more college. This should be a factory, what Dr. Mehta said. We want to create a factory of value-based leaders. I repeat one more time in English language. We want to see people here, what? As value-based, a factory of value-based leaders. That's the purpose. So folks, with those words, I'm going to close this and hand over the mic to Dr. Keswal. And if you want these wristbands, okay. Ma'am, could you take this and pass it on further? Just pass it on. एक इस साइड दे दो and इधर दे दो आप. So would you like to have one? Yes, sir? Yeah. Sir, I'll hand you the mic. I want to thank you for inviting me.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you can all exhale now. That was quite some session, wasn't it? Could you all maintain a minute of silence, please? I'd like to, guys, please settle down out there. I would like to thank Mr. Kera for charging us all up with his motivating, energizing, and elevating discourse. Such would have been the effect on us that I'm quite sure that many of you, as you proceed towards dinner, find yourself levitating towards the community hall. So I would like to thank him for joining us. Given the events and an amount of turmoil and activities over the past couple of days, it was not easy for him to reach us. But he went out of his way and made sure that he joined us today and delivered this wonderful discourse for us. Our thanks are due to Mr. Kera. As a token of our gratitude, I would invite our director, Professor Jaiswal, to present him with a small memento. I would also like to thank our director, Professor Jaiswal, for making all the efforts. Initially, this plan was scheduled for yesterday. Didn't happen, for various circumstances, didn't happen. But he didn't give up. He made all the efforts to make sure that event did happen today. Thanks to you, sir. With that, we come to the end of the session. I would request all the participants to proceed to dinner. Thank you and good night. Also, an announcement please. The valedictory session tomorrow starts promptly at 9:30. Please make sure that you are all in the auditorium before that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.